Grand Rising, a good morning, and a soul-filled Sunday, family. Welcome to the Center of Peace. I want to welcome all of you here as well as all of those online. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Zulma Gonzalez. I am a licensed professional practitioner here at the Center of Peace. And today I have been entrusted with the flow of service, entrusted by our Reverend Twana Malone. She is not here today. Nevertheless, we have a wonderful participatory service for you. Joining us today are our licensed professional practitioners. Assisting us are, guiding us in our meditation is Callista Dorsey, ringing the chakra bowl to help us remain centered and grounded. That'll be me. Our treatment today will be by Cynthia Banks. Our affirmation and sacred reading will be done by Susan Saunders. Holding consciousness, and that'll be those who are either far or here, will be Katia Thompson and our practitioner in training, Donna Brown. And what they're doing is holding consciousness for the service, ensuring that it flows freely and flows gracefully and with ease, as my words are not doing at the moment. Our music today will be brought forth by the TCP Supremes. And I want to tell you who they are, but you'll see. And I'm excited about that. And with that, I would like to invite Callista for our meditation.
Good morning, everyone. I don't know. Is it a good morning? Yes. That sounds better. That's right. Okay. I'm going to ask that you get comfortable in your seat. And when you're comfortable in your seat, you have to be comfortable in your body. Being comfortable in your body means that you're comfortable with your relationship with spirit. I get an amen on that? Amen. Thank you. This morning I opened up my eyes, as always, and I asked the Creator, what is it that you have me to do? And usually the Creator seems to know that He knows what He wants me to do, or she knows what she wants me to do. So, words came to me, and I'm going to share these words because normally when I do a meditation, I just let it flow. But this flowed earlier this morning. So I'm asking that you close your eyes, you listen to the words, and you take on the words to where it fits into your life, where you know that you can use these words in order to continue through this wonderful experience called life, because you said yes because of the first breath. Faith can be seen as the foundation upon which trust is built. Faith is what you have when you don't know. Trust is what you have when you do know. Trust, respect, unconditional of spirit through your heart. Your thoughts and behavior is a journey that is paved by love. Follow your heart, and that journey will be at ease. So I want you to take a deep breath. And somewhere in those words, there were 3 words that resonated with you. And those are the 3 words that you're going to gather in your mind in order to create your affirmation that will allow you to continue on this spiritual journey that you have said yes to when you made and said, I accept the first breath. Always remembering that you are loved, and lovable. Some people might think that's a given, that you know that. But how often do you forget? How often do you respond to others or yourself without recognizing that first gift that God has given you, which is called, which I feel, which I know because I trust in spirit, is unconditional love? How does it feel to know that you were created that way? And you continue to go through life knowing that you are loved, so that every word and every deed has the energy of spirit. It can be no other way unless you allow your humanness to allow you to forget your truth. So who do you trust? Where does your faith lie within your trust? Do you trust yourself? If it doesn't start with you, it will not start with your life as you go out into this world where so many are wondering how their life is going to unfold. But you know, because you have the faith and the trust in the Creator. So go deeper, take that deep dive, and remember your faith and your trust. What is it that you are walking your life's journey that you are able to say to someone, you can trust me. I know who I am. I know that the Creator gives me the energy. You can trust me. I have the faith to know that truth. And you only get those answers when you take the time to go into the silence and ask the question of the Creator with a smile. What is it that you have me to do today? Faith can be seen as the foundation upon which trust is built. Faith is what you have when you don't know. Trust is what you have when you do know. Trust, respect, unconditionally, that spirit through your heart, through your thoughts and behavior, is a journey that is paved by love. Follow your heart, and so it is.
There's a power that is the source of everything, of all things, seen and unseen. It has been called many things by many people, yet it is nameless, it is ageless, it is timeless. It is ever expanding, ever evolving. And it is the source of love, wisdom, compassion, understanding. And I know that it is my source. I am because it is. And I know that it runs in and through me, as it runs in and through all of its creation, each and every individual. We are all one with it. And as we open ourselves to it, we can trust that we are held, loved, guided, and guarded. And I know that this service today is empowered by that source, and that everything that needs to be said will come to light and be said. Questions that have been burning will be asked and answered. And I am grateful to be a part of this service. I am grateful for each and every individual who is here. I am grateful for each and every individual who is listening. I'm grateful for each and every individual that has had anything to do with this service today and any other day. For I know that it is perfect and it can be no other way. So I just feel moved now to place these words into the law of mind, knowing that it is done, knowing that my words cannot and shall not return void, for it is already taken care of. And I just place them, I let go, and I let God. And please anchor this prayer with me by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Cynthia, for that beautiful treatment. And thank you, Callista. I keep looking for you over there. That's what's happening. Thank you for Callista for guiding us in that beautiful meditation. And now I'm going to ask you to join me in reading our mission and our vision. You can find it on the back of the QR code, or you can find it right here to my right. Our vision: a loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission: the center of peace is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. And now I'm going to ask that you stand, please stand and join me in singing our congregational song, written by our licensed retired practitioner, Bayless Webb. The song titled, I'm One.
I'm one with Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and it dwells inside of me. There's perfect Spirit, pure loving Spirit, rests in everything I see. God walks beside me, protects and guides me. It's ever with me where'er I go. I trust its power, God's healing power. Its love surrounds me, and this I know. I live in spirit, I breathe in spirit. It lives within me, and so I am a spirit. I think a spirit. Its life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know.
And while we're still standing, let's not miss out on this opportunity to gaze around and look in each other's eyes, and if you can hug if you want to, but ask first. You know, some people are funny about that. Thank you, family. You may be seated. Here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome here. And if this is your first time joining us at the Center of Peace, we would like to welcome you from our hearts. If you would want to, please stand. Oh, all right, Center of Peace. Center of Peace family, please extend your hands so that we can welcome them through our hearts as we say together, welcome to the Center of Peace.
Welcome to the Center of Peace.
We know who you really and truly are.
We know who you really and truly are.
A unique and divine expression of the One.
A unique and divine expression of the One.
You are perfect and complete in every way.
You are perfect and complete in every way.
We honor you.
We honor you.
And we welcome you.
And we welcome you.
Welcome to the Center of Peace.
Welcome to the Center of Peace.
You may be seated. Family, please make it a point to greet our guests after service and let them know that they are loved here and welcome here. All right. It is time now for our announcements. Betty.
Good morning, family. Just a few announcements this morning. Our annual meeting is April 6th, which is next Sunday, It is an opportunity to have some fun, first of all, and we also have some business. We'll be voting on 2 new board members. 2 of us are rolling off, myself and Allende. It'll be a good time. I won't be here, but I'll be here in spirit. Continuing with our series Between the 4 Walls, Beyond the 4 Walls. Coffee with the Rev is April 2nd at 10 a.m. You must RSVP. And the first one is at Uncle Bobby's, which is within walking distance from here. And then the second is May 3rd at Sweet Java Cafe on Ridge Avenue. I've not attended, but I've heard they're fun. Then we have Zulma's going to talk about some upcoming classes, consciousness, and Rita, is Rita here? No? Is her co-facilitator here? I don't know. Well, Zulma, come on up and talk about your class.
These duties, I have to find the information. All right. So I don't have the information in front of me, so watch this. Starting April 9th, we will be facilitating, Jane Clarity and I will be facilitating the class, The Mental Equivalent. The mental equivalent. The mental equivalent is, as we think it, as we've always heard, as we think it, so it is. What we do in here, we see out there. It's a 5-week class. I said it was starting April 9th. I did say that. 5 weeks. It'll be on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8:30. And your contribution, your spiritual growth amount for that is only $240. I think that's it.
Thank you, Zulma. And finally, happy birthday to all born in March. Wishing you all a happy birthday. And just a few housekeeping items. Beverages must have a lid on them. Please be mindful not to leave anything behind in the sanctuary. You can get on our mailing list by downloading the QR code. And please check out our website for more information at thecenterofpeace.org. Like us, follow us, and subscribe on all social media platforms. Practitioners are available for prayer after service. You can identify them. We are wearing the purple stoles and available during the week for prayer and meditation. And if you don't want to have a session after service, there's a prayer box on the other side of the partition. You can put your prayer requests inside the box, and someone will be in touch with you, and we'll be sure to pray for you during the week. Thank you.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through. Where I sit, Where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I see, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me as need. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is. God is. God is. God is.
Oh, one more time for the Center of Peace Supremes. Good morning, everyone. Before I start with our affirmation, I'd like to share with you the heart of a spiritual practitioner. With compassion and love, our thoughts, words, and actions are in alignment with the principles we teach. We dedicate ourselves to respond to the spiritual needs of those who call upon us. As professional practitioners, our core function is to provide spiritual mind treatment. We provide open and honest communication and always hold the client's trust and confidence with the highest regard. We encourage the release of any loyalty towards us and encourage our congregants and clients to recognize their own divinity. And so it is. Okay, and if you would stand and join me in reading today's affirmation. You can locate it on the QR code on the back of your seats, or you can just repeat it after me. Today, I live my life trusting the creative process.
Today, I live my life trusting the creative process.
Knowing the truth that all life unfolds in divine order.
Knowing the truth that all life unfolds in divine order.
With the energy of unconditional love of the Creator.
With the energy of unconditional love of the Creator.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And today's reading, oh, I'm sorry, you can sit down. And today's reading is from Trust by Yolanda Van Zandt. She need to change her name to Ethel Murphy because I can't even say that. Let's review the essential elements required to develop and deepen our ability to trust. 1, understanding. You must understand the nature of the person or thing you are putting your trust in. whether it's yourself, God, someone, or something, or life itself. You must comprehend the essence of how the person or thing works, what you can expect based on what you know, and what is possible. It will be difficult to trust someone or something that you do not understand. And even when you think you understand it, you can be mistaken. That is what makes the second requirement of trust all the more important. 2, intuition. Each of us has a spark of divinity within us. This is our connection to the ever-present, all-knowing, infinite intelligence of life. Our intuition is the greater teacher from within that gives us the insight, information, and guidance required to walk through every experience. Learning to hear and believe your intuition is absolutely vital to the development of trust. When you do not trust your intuition, you become outer referenced rather than inner guided. The key is to trust that everything you need to know, you will know when you need to know it. Intuition grows in direct proportion to the depth of your spiritual practice. 3, vulnerability. Until and unless you are willing to be vulnerable, to make mistakes, to face difficulties with confidence, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, all while trusting that you are moving in alignment with your intuitive guidance, trust will be an impossible feat for you to master. Remember, vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a necessary requirement for the development of inner strength and trust in yourself, God, others, and the process. And 4, willingness. Regardless of who you are or what you have experienced, it's impossible for you to know everything about everything or everyone at first glance. Trust requires a willingness to admit what you do not know and to stand firm in what you do know. Willingness is an important prerequisite of growing, healing, learning to trust. Willingness to be wrong, to be right, to be more, to unlearn what you have learned, and to learn something new builds your capacity to trust. There are no shortcuts when it comes to developing the willingness to deepen your understanding of people and things. Learning to trust your intuition when there is no logical or physical evidence that what you feel and know will pay off demonstrates willingness. Daring to be vulnerable and to exercise patience as you move through challenging or difficult experiences demonstrates willingness. Either you are willing to do these things or not. The choice is yours to make. And so it is. And today's affirmation and reading were submitted by Callista Dorsey, licensed professional practitioner.
Stop. Pause. Look. Listen. Stop. Pause. Look. Listen. Stop the chaos. Pause the conversation. Look inside and listen. Stop the chaos, pause the conversation, look inside
freedom, nothing outside to halt your destiny, nothing outside to limit your expression, nothing outside of you. So stop,
Stop, stop.
pause,
Pause, pause.
look,
Look, look.
listen, stop,
Stop, stop.
pause,
Pause, pause.
look,
Look, look.
listen. Stop the fighting, pause your judgment, look inside and listen to your heart. Stop the fighting, pause your judgment, look inside and listen to your heart. All that you need is on the inside, so open your heart and mind. There's a world waiting for you, and all you need to do is stop. So stop,
Stop, stop.
pause,
Pause, pause.
look,
Look, look.
listen. Stop,
Stop, stop.
pause,
Pause, pause.
look,
Look, look.
listen. Trust your journey. Take a leap. Don't fight. Don't turn. Soar. It's all right. You are held. You are loved. Stop.
Stop, stop.
Pause.
Pause, pause.
Look.
Look, look.
Listen. Stop.
Stop, stop.
Pause.
Pause, pause.
Look.
Look, look.
Listen. Stop the fighting. Pause your judgment. Look inside and listen to your heart. Stop the fighting. Pause your judgment. Look inside and listen to your heart. There's nothing outside to push you. There's nothing outside to rescue your soul. Nothing outside to heal all your wounds. There's nothing outside of you. So stop.
Stop, stop.
Pause.
Pause, pause.
Look.
Look, look.
Listen. Stop.
The TCP Supremes, give it up for Deborah Ford, Alima Asadal Boyd, and Sheila Dunnigan. Yeah. Well, all right, all right. So I mentioned that it was going to be a participatory service today. We are going to have a Q&A, questions and answers. Get your questions together because you know that there's something that you want to know. We will have practitioners, licensed professional practitioners, Sandra Forrest, Cynthia Banks, Susan Saunders. I got her name right this time. And our Supreme, Deborah Ford, to come join us, please, up here if you have any questions. Online, if you're on Facebook, we have Patricia Watson. And if you are on YouTube, Mara Davis, all licensed professional practitioners assisting us in this service today. So, ladies, if you would come on up, and I'm going to sit down. Any questions? Sorry, Susan. Go ahead. This one? Oh, there you go. Out there, I need to. Oh, I need one for the. How do I do this? I need a traveling mic. We'll be right with you. I didn't introduce them. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much. All right. I need to introduce our licensed professional practitioners. Starting, I thought I said your name when I put. Okay, so that's Sandra Forrest over there. This is Deborah Ford right there, our Supreme. This is Cynthia Banks right here. And the name that I finally got right was Susan Saunders. All right. Question.
In today's chaotic times, what I'm struggling with is oneness and judgment. And how do I continue to be in oneness, and how do I continue combating judgment?
Is this on? Okay. This teaching is about being aware, consciousness. So when you are aware of judging, then I used to actually say stop to myself. You're acknowledging that you're doing, just to stop, you stop it. And that's sort of, you do it after a while, you catch yourself. Because we're talking about consciousness as God, and there's two. As humans, we tend to go back and forth. We tend to be in the physical world, and then, we go in and out. So it's to catch yourself consciously what you're thinking. Be aware of your thinking. And when you said that, the other part, I know every morning one of my prayers, or what I often say, is to love myself so much. And we sing a song like that. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. So I say to myself every morning, I want to see the face of God in every person I see. Everywhere I go, I want to see the face of God. I want to see love, because that's what the face of God is. And I find as I do that more and more, I get a positive response back from people. And it's just probably just the energy that I'm really thinking that, and people can feel that. So it's about being conscious of what's going on in your head and what you're thinking, because that then promotes your behavior. So to be conscious of love, to be conscious of goodness, to be conscious of God, whatever you want to call it, that helps you to walk through life and see it everywhere. And then, if people don't respond, that's not your problem. Don't make it your problem. Bless them and keep going.
I want to add that sometimes we are in judgment, afraid, because fear is a big part of that, and that sometimes we have to first recognize it in ourselves, just as Deborah said. Recognize when you are in judgment, and then deal with it yourself, not other people, but deal with yourself. And in today's chaotic world, because it does feel like chaos out there, doesn't it? It's like the news is chaos. You're afraid to say anything because somebody else may say something that's different than what you're saying. But you also have to believe in the divine. You have to trust that all that chaos you see out there is an illusion, that the divine plan is not one that we know, but we can trust that there is a divine plan, and that all is well. Regardless of what you see, all is well, all is good, all is God. And so you can look at it and say, that's happening now. It's all temporary. It's all temporary. And we determine, each and every one of us, the peace we see.
I just wanted to add that we have to also remember that it's an inside job. And if you recognize that you're judging and you go within, look at you, everybody has a story. Everybody has something that they're going through. We don't know what they're walking through. So all we can do is look within and keep our house in order. And that allows you to be able to see something and just bless it. Understand that that's their journey. I have to walk my path.
For me, judgment shows separation. And when you feel that separation, you have to go within to reaffirm and reestablish your oneness, knowing that you are one with all there is. And being one with all there is no judgment, there is no negativity, there is only love. So when I find myself sitting in judgment or having negative feelings, I go within to reestablish my connection and my knowledge of my connection with the one.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is for me, but it's also because we have so many people here for the first time. I'd love to hear from each of you, 50 words or yet less. How would you how would you describe the science of mind?
For me personally, the science of mind is a godsend. It is an instruction on how you find your connection to the one. It is how you find that you are not separate from anything or anyone else. It teaches, I don't know if is a word that I can include in my speech, but it just teaches you inclusivity and love unconditional. When you start to put conditions on love, then you're feeding into that, again, that separation. So the science of mind, each and every page just connects me more to my oneness with all that there is and with everyone. And I can look at people who are different than me and see that we are still one. So that's what the science of mind means to me. It's just an instruction book on how to get that connection with spirit, with the one, and with everyone else.
For me, I agree with Susan too. I consider it a handbook, a life manual on knowing and learning that what I think, that the power lies within me because I am one with the power. So therefore, I get from my life what I put into it. And it helps me to remember that. It helps me to focus on it. It helps me to practice it. And that's the whole key. You have to continue to practice. Oops, I forgot, go back. Oops, I forgot, go back. And you find you forget less and you do more. So it is a manual and a way of life. And I'm grateful for it.
Science of mind. I love science of mind. For me, I am amazed that Ernest Holmes wrote Science of Mind in 1926, and now we have people talking about quantum physics and explaining that that's what's really happening about consciousness, and that's what Ernest was talking about, is consciousness. Not that there's a God out there, that there's consciousness within you, which is, if you want to call God, it's an energy, it's a life force that flows through everything. So for me, science of mind, it changes your life. It allows you to see things from an entirely point of view, and you can get to that, when you get to that place where you can tap into that quantum field, where you can tap and know that you can create whatever you desire. But it's learning to be connected. And Ernest Holmes set it up and wrote the prayers, explained everything, and all from a religious, for lack of a better word right now, point of view. but it's a learning process. He's teaching us how to live your life in a way that it can be expansive, it's loving, it's joy, and you're connected. And the whole idea of quantum physics is that everything is connected, that we are just energy. And I am just amazed that Ernest Holmes wrote this in 1926, and that's what he was talking about. And now everybody's talking about it. Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, you name it, it's quantum physics. And that's what God is, energy. I'm sorry.
When I think about it from a personal level, what Science of Mind has done for me personally, I say that all of the growth that I've experienced has been through my connection with the science of mind, because it has taught me how not to go outside of myself looking for something. It has taught me to always go within first. So, and to recognize that any discomfort I feel is because I am separated from the true source. And so, as I live my life, I'm constantly learning. I am constantly growing. And I'm 75 years old. I will be this year. So, this is a journey, and the science of mind gives you a way to get through that journey in a peaceful, joyful, loving way. Look at the principles, to live your life by the principles, and to understand that you are in charge, not somebody else. Science of Mind says you are in charge. You're in charge of your life. You're in charge of what you create in your life. No one else has control over you. That's what it has taught me personally. And so, as Deborah said, the Science of Mind textbook was written in the 1920s. However, Ernest Holmes took from all the ancient religions, all the ancient philosophies, and pulled them together in one place so that you could benefit from that. So this is really an old philosophy of being. And so that alone should say to you, living your life by the principles is the way to success. There's no heaven and hell. All is in this journey on this earth. Okay.
And from the textbook,
There's another.
Ernest Holmes wrote, "The science of mind is the study of life and the nature of the laws of thought, the conception that we live in a spiritual universe that God is in, through, around, and for us."
Being a practitioner, that might be a surprise question. What's the difference in having a session with a practitioner, having a treatment at the Center of Peace after service, and is a cost when we have a session? I'm interested in an explanation. What's a treatment and what's a session with one of you wonderful practitioners?
I'll start. Treatment after service is a prayer for you to begin to see the truth about yourself and the situation. A session with a practitioner goes a little deeper. It helps you to move through whatever you're experiencing and to get to that truth yourself. We don't tell you what the truth is. All the answers that you ever will need are inside you. You know what the answer is, whether you're seeing it right now or not. And a practitioner will help you to get to those answers. I see people nodding their heads. Those are people who've had sessions with practitioners.
I think you pretty much covered it. The prayer after service is simply a prayer on Sundays. We're simply doing, we call them treatments, prayer for you. You come and you may say, I want prayer for whatever, my mother, I want prayer for my illness. And we as practitioners will say a prayer that Sunday. That's not a session. That is a simple prayer. A session is when you do, as you call a practitioner and you ask whatever your issue is, whatever you want to know, and you work with a practitioner, as Sandy said. That's basically the difference.
And the purpose for why I would take a class at the Center of Peace and know that I have to pay for it, why am I taking a class?
I
And
wanna
why are
answer
you
that.
charging? What does the class do for us?
I'll answer that. Most of us come from other teachings or religions. Most of us. So Science of Mind is different. So you really need to take a class to understand what we're talking about when we talk about consciousness, what we talk about when we talk about God, because we're not talking about a God out there somewhere. We're talking about God in you. The classes help you to understand at a deeper level what Science of Mind is and what it's about. And you can, I always say, some people have excellent memories. I don't. I don't want to claim that, but it appears to be the problem. But so some people can memorize, they'll memorize all the principles. They'll be able to recite them right off. But the question is, are you living them? And the real deal is your consciousness aware of these principles? Are you living from the consciousness of these principles? And we say consciousness a lot because that's who and what determines who and what we are and how we do. So Science of Mind helps you to understand that and to be aware of your consciousness, and then be aware of how God or this life force works through your consciousness to create through you. So,
some people have an aptitude for something and they just get it. But most of us need some instruction. Most of us need to go a little deeper to find out how it works, what it is, how to use it. So taking classes allows you to peel back the layers, to look, to feel, and to grow. So that's important. You want to grow, you take classes. You want to get a better understanding, you take classes. And I'm complete.
The same thing. My first class was Foundations, and it gave me an insight into Science of Mind, but also an insight into myself. And that just piqued my curiosity and my desire to know more of who I am and my connection with God. And each class just deepened that, so much so that it took me all the way up to becoming a practitioner, because I found me in the midst of all those classes. The cost is the practitioner's time and energy and effort, but the cost really it's nothing compared to the gain that you get, or for me personally, to be able to sit here and talk to people openly without fear, because I know we're all one. To be able to say, I love you without fear of rejection, because I know we're one. This is what I've gotten from the classes. I've become more open and available to my friends, my family, my loved ones. So the classes are invaluable, in my opinion.
I still take classes.
Yeah, we all do.
And every time I teach a class, I learn something about me too. Oprah coined that aha moment thing. But sometimes we have to go outside of our normal selves, our normal activity, to begin to get those aha moments. Classes allow you, for one, there are always questions that come up in classes. You always have other people who, even though the question may not be the same, they're asking questions and you're learning from them as well. Every day I learn something about myself, and that's all that's important. Every day I become calmer in my life. I become more peaceful. I become more joyful because I begin to recognize the joy. Taking classes accelerates that for you because it has you focus on you. And so that's why classes are important. There was someone in the back, yes. Zulma, there's someone in the back.
Hi. I'm a little nervous, but I believe in spiritual sensitivity, and I believe in mental health too, and how important that is for your consciousness. So my question is, what practical insights would you extend to individuals who are spiritually blind and psychologically disoriented?
Yeah.
For those who are spiritually blind and psychologically disoriented, girl, those words. Whew. What do you say to them?
You know, I'm gonna say this because it's kind of a something we say all the time, but we're all perfect, whole, and complete. Whatever is occurring in your life right now, you can begin to look at it from a different perspective. And that's one of the things that Science of Mind helps you do. It's not about, because whatever's occurring in your life and however you're perceiving it, you can change that, and you can change your way of thinking about it. I don't see people as damaged at all. I don't care what's going on with them. They're not damaged. They're perfect, right as they are, where they are. And as they begin to make different choices, they become healthier and wholer, and they begin, because the issue becomes letting go of fear, trusting, having faith, and then begin to think and make choices that are different than the ones you're making now. I don't know if that's answering the question, but my friends here are going to.
And there is also a difference when you're looking at it from a spiritual point of view. Treatment, having sessions with practitioners help you to open spiritually. But there is also sometimes the need to see a therapist. We are not therapists. We are not counselors. We help you to open yourself spiritually, to know who you are. But also, as you know who you are, you realize maybe I need to see someone who's going to help me with that part of my life. So we're not negating the need for a psychologist or psychiatrist. Those things exist and they're necessary. The two work together. So when you need to open yourself spiritually, but if you need help for that psychological part, that mental part, you might have to see a psychologist, and that's fine. That doesn't mean you're damaged or broken. It just means you need a different type of guidance. But as Sandra said, we are all whole, perfect, and complete. Sometimes we just need different types of help to see it.
Perfect. When she's saying perfect, we're not talking about what we call perfect out here. We're talking about that we are whole. We are already complete. I am a perfect Zulma Gonzalez. I can't be a perfect Judy. I can't be a perfect Talia. I can only be who I am. That's what we mean by perfect. And if your question, if I can go here, if your question was pertaining to someone else, I was taught this. There are two kinds of business. My business and none of my business.
My question is, can you please tell me what treatment is, what it entails, and why it's important? And the whole question around affirmation and affirming what is and how you want your life to look.
What other faiths call prayer, we call treatment. And so a lot of times the words are used interchangeably. But for us, treatment has 5 parts. There is the acknowledgement of who God is. There is the acknowledgement that God is within us. There is the affirmation that we are whole, perfect, and complete. That we are created just as God meant us to be created, so that we could show everyone that part of you who is God. There's no one else that can show who God is but you in your perfection. And then there's thanksgiving, the gratitude for knowing the truth about who we are, the gratitude for knowing that the situation is healed and perfect. And then there is the release, letting go, letting God, knowing that it is already done. Those are the 5 parts of our treatment, which is a prayer.
I'd just like to add that, affirmative prayer, and that our prayers are not being asked, we are speaking the truth about the situation, whatever it is that the person is asking prayer for. We are speaking the truth into the consciousness, into the one mind. That's what Ernest calls it, the one mind, and that's what Greg Braden calls it, and that's what everybody's calling it now. The one mind. So when we treat, we're speaking the truth about whoever is in front of us asking for that prayer, and we're knowing it in a way that that person's consciousness is also going to hear it, feel it, and know it. Because we're saying there's only one mind, there's only one life, and we're simply speaking the truth for the person who's asking for this treatment, believing it and knowing it to be the truth for them.
We have a couple more questions.
My question is this, maybe I missed something in English class, because I hear often say my pronouns are she, her, and either them or they. I get lost in that. I don't understand what that means. So can someone help me with that? I must have missed that.
Okay.
Uh,
I can help with answering that question.
Okay.
So, one of the things that was difficult as an ally to wrap my brain around was the concept and the belief and the idea that gender is a concept. Gender is something that society puts on you. So that's why you can go into parts of India and parts of the people that had this beautiful land before it was taken from them, the Native Americans, and you'll find multiple genders, right? It's a social construct based upon the society that you live in. Historically, the United States, there's been 2. As we continue to progress and move forward as a society, right? Yeah. So as we progress as a society, we are also continuing to grow and develop how we see gender. So there are people who are, and that's why you have the phrase now, assigned female at birth, assigned male at birth, right? Because that is the social construct that was used when that person was born. So then, there are people that do not gravitate towards one or the other. Right? And that's who they are, kind of in the same way that you know in your gut and in your spirit, God is one. It is the same level of awareness for people that are gender non-conforming. I forget that. I don't know if that helps answering your question.
Thank you.
Oftentimes, gender was assigned to your genitalia. So if you had a hangy down, you were a he, and if you had an innie, you were a she. Well, as people progressed and are more comfortable with themselves, just because your genitalia is one thing doesn't mean inside you're not something else. The Native Americans called it two-spirit. You were what you felt you were. It's only outside forces that conform you to what they want you to be, not who you identify as and who you know yourself to be. So, you know, when people say my pronouns are she and her, that means that they're acknowledging their feminine energy, their feminine self. Maybe not their feminine body, but their feminine self. Me, I joke around, my pronoun is it. You can call me whatever you want to, just don't call me late for dinner. It's a personal preference. It's who you are inside that determines who you present yourself to the world as.
I will say that I noticed that I've heard people say that I have trouble keeping up with all that, blah, 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 you know. I think that for all of us, patience is required. I think it's new in terms of labeling, and I'm saying labeling. And I think that we should all try, personal opinion, we should try hard to understand and be patient.
And that's a two-sided coin, though.
Both.
Yes, the person who wants you to identify them differently than you're used to has to be patient. It took them years to determine, to accept themselves. So they've got to allow you that same grace. So when you misgender someone, you're not doing it out of maliciousness. You're doing it out of just your habit, just the way you're used to it. So there needs to be patience on all sides.
So that also includes the them and they?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's all the same.
It's a whole lot clearer. I'm going to use some more.
It's clearer now? Is that what you said? It's clearer? Thank you. Thank you, ladies. I have a question online. How do you learn to validate yourself when you have been taught to look outside of yourself for validation?
Hard work.
And what's the spiritual helping practice to address this?
Let me say what I did. That's all I can say. I started listening to other people and then asking myself the question, does that fit? Is that who I am? And if it didn't feel comfortable, it wasn't what I was, what I am. And I started defining myself as who I really am. And all that other stuff I let go. And it'll come up. It always comes up. And I always say, is that who I am? And if it is, I deal with it. I make choices around it. If it's not, I said, that's not me, and move on. I don't know if that helps anybody, but.
I have a shirt that I acquired when the Center of Peace was at Elkins Park. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the saying was written by Reggie Walker. And it says that you cannot, your worth can never be established on another scale, or something like that. But so therefore, you can't look outside for somebody to validate who you are. You have to know, you feel it. And if it doesn't feel right, then it's not for you. And I'm complete.
And another thing is other people's opinions ain't none of your business. That's just what it is. It's their opinion of you. You have to establish your opinion of yourself, know who you are from within, and don't care what people outside of you say, because they're not you. They're not living your experiences, clothing you, feeding you, housing you. They have their own life to live. And sometimes it's because they're unhappy in their own selves that they feel the need to address other people. And you just have to ignore it and know with confidence you are one with all there is.
Now, I have a caveat to that, and that is if people all keep telling you something, like every time you look around, somebody's telling you the same thing, it just means you need to look at it. That's all. That's right. You just need to look at it.
I was simply going to say sort of what Susan said, what I think of it. I have the same, what you think of me is none of my business. What you think of me is none of my business. In other words, I don't really care what you think of me. The other thing is back to the teaching, is back to loving yourself. Loving yourself so much that what you think of me doesn't make any difference, because I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I came here to be, and I wanted to bring in that. I often think that too. We're all here on a journey, and for me, I often say, this is who I came here to be, and it's an evolving process. It's an evolving process, so. And behind it all is love.
So the question was about spiritual practice. Practice. We do our affirmations. We treat, that is, we pray. We pray. We're not asking for anything. We are acknowledging what we already are. We know the truth. And we practice and we practice and we practice. And what begins to happen is you'll wake up one day, or you'll be in the middle of whatever, and it'll come to you. You won't have to think about it. It'll come to you. And you get to the place where you realize that it's all coming from within anyway. It's all coming from within. And all that stuff that somebody told you out there, that was their opinion. That was their thoughts. That was their belief system. That was their past. That was whoever told it to them. That's not what you are. I didn't say who either. That's not what you are. What you are is spirit, but you practice that. I am spirit. Situation, something's got my attention. I am spirit. Somebody said something to me. I am spirit. And you practice and you practice and you practice. The question, spiritual practice, is that you recognize that you are spirit, and you keep practicing that, and you keep practicing that, and you keep practicing that, and it'll get to the place where you'll look outside and you'll say, oh, and that's spirit too. Oh, that's spirit too. Oh, that person over there, that's spirit too, whether they recognize it or not, whether they realize it or not. Leslie has a question, and then I think this is going to be our last question. You don't have a question. You have a comment?
I did have a comment, though. Y'all know I'm a bootleg practitioner. But I'm also a 5-planet Libra, so I look at stuff from different sides. And I just wanted to add that when we're saying what you think of me is none of my business, we're usually thinking about when somebody says something negative about us. Mm-hmm. It's also true when somebody says something positive about us. It's still their opinion. Right. So, but I also agree with Sandra. I was getting there. I'm a little bit older than Sandra. Okay, it's coming. That it's really important to have people close to you that you do listen to, because there are people who love you and are going to want to who you want them to be able to share what is their version of the truth or what they're seeing about you, so that you can have that well-rounded view. So I just kind of fall in the middle, like a Libra, a little bit. Like sometimes my sister, sometimes you do want to hear, whether it's the good stuff or the stuff that makes you, that rubs against you a little bit, so that you can get to the real truth.
Thank you for that. I'm calling on time. So I'm going to make that the last question. And just to remember that what you are is one with all that is. No matter what anybody tells you, no matter what you see, because we're individualized expressions of the all. Just like we all breathe, that's all one breath. There's only one life, we're reminded. One life. And that life is God's life. And that life is perfect. It's whole. It's complete. And that life is your life and my life now. Ladies, thank you. Practitioners, if you would join me for prayer. I think, what, somebody has, what? Somebody had another question? No, we don't have time for another question. The practitioners are all available. We're all available after service. If you still have questions or anything, we're going to be here for a while. Just if you have any other questions or want prayer, prayer is free. You want a session, that's another conversation you'll have with the practitioners, and they'll talk about that. But, yeah. Practitioners, if you'll join me for prayer. Knowing that there is only the one life, knowing that there is only one life, one spirit, one God, one truth, one energy. Call it whatever you want to call it, it doesn't care. Recognizing that truth as what we are, what I am, what you are, that we are one with it. That one source, that one energy, that one life. That we are more than this body. We are not this body. If you can see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, or touch it, it is temporary. The truth always is. It is eternal. It is eternal. And as it is, so we are. And I'm knowing that everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. That our decision to judge it causes us pain. The judgments are coming from within. They're coming from our own perspective. That we have the truth in front of us. If we don't analyze it, if we don't attempt to try to make it something that it's not, just see it for what it is and accept. We say it is what it is. We say it, show it, demonstrate it, know it, and the peace that is God, the peace that passes all understanding, will indeed fill us. It can only be that way. There's only the one. Recognizing that one is the truth. It is love. It is the peace. And in that, I place these words in gratitude, with gratitude for this truth, that there's nothing outside of me that can think for me. There's nothing outside of me that can feel for me. There is nothing outside of me that is me in that regard. Placing these words in the truth in gratitude, in gratitude, in gratitude for each and everything. I place these words in the activity of the law, knowing that this is already done. It already is. It always is what it is. And we give thanks for it. And with that, we anchor by saying, and so it is. Thank you, practitioners. All right. Thank you for participating, family. That was wonderful. And if you have any other questions, again, I said we'll all be here after service online. We're here online. You can always go to the Center of Peace website and find information about us. Do I have one? I don't need this microphone. Thank you. And now it is time for our offering. For those who would like to give and share with us, those giving thanks for those who've already given, those who've given online. Grateful, grateful, grateful. Just knowing that what we give is what we receive. The question is asked in the song, who's giving what to whom? If it is all one, then it is coming from and coming to. It is one. It is God in form. That is all it is God in form. Giving thanks then for each and every cent that we receive. It goes to benefit the Center of Peace and everything that you all know happens around here. We're grateful. We're grateful. We give thanks. And so it is.
For your blessings, thank you for your blessings. Your guidance is wise indeed. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your blessings. Your lessons live on in me. Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you. 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 Ooh, thank you. Thank you for your blessing. Thank you for your blessing. Your guidance.
And so it is. Well, with all that, I noticed as Al was coming up here back and forth, I did not acknowledge our tech team, the ones on the ones and the twos. We have Al and Vern and Nicole back there holding it down. And we thank you for that. All right, we did it. We did it. I stopped stumbling over my words. Y'all prayed with me. Y'all prayed with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. And now we would like you all to stand for our closing hymn, our closing song, as the choir comes up. And yes, 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 yes.
And while Al is queuing up the music, let's give Nate Teagle, Will Cates, and Marcy Francis, our musicians. That's all right. We got you. We're partners in this. We're partners in this. Thank you. That's what family's for. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you have got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife.
Allow yourself to know the love that you are, to know that everywhere you go, you see the face of God, you feel the face of God, you feel the love of God, and knowing that everything is unfolding for your highest and best. Expect the best, receive the best. Expect love, receive love, and give love. Have a fabulous week, and so it is.
Hurting, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Love has come. Love has come. Love has come into this place. Love has come. Love has come. Love has come into this place. Peace has come. Peace has come. Peace has come into this place. Peace has come. Peace has come. Peace has come into this place. Joy has come. Joy has come. Joy has come into this place.